live on YouTube. Every day I go live on YouTube between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to be notified, and if you're not a subscriber, you hit the red subscribe button, then you hit the bell notification, and then you can select be all. You can select all on the notifications, and you can get notified every time I upload a video and go live. If you don't want to get notified every time I upload a video, then just hit occasional. And then, you'll just have to check in between 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and see when I magically appear. But that's how it breaks down. All right. Every live stream, what I do before it gets a little bit wild and exciting is I pick a structured topic that I want to talk about. In addition to that, what really makes the live stream magical is I take comments from the viewers and we have a conversation. Conversation can go anywhere. We could talk about anything, basically. And it's a good time. You can join the live chat. You can type in your comment. You can write them. I read them all as long as it doesn't get crazy. If it get crazy, I block it. Why? Because I'm not going to deal with that shit. I want to have a positive, good life. I don't want to have any negativity in my world. Also, if you want, you hit the thumbs up. But I don't even want to say that. Look, if you want, you hit it. If you don't, I go forward. Monetized or not monetized, I go forward. Thumbs up, thumbs down, I go forward. And that's the mindset you have to have in life. I hear people bitch and moan about they demonetized my video. Look. The problem with it is a lot of fucking people, it's just a straight business for them. I just saw some girl who has like a Nomad channel. And she has a Patreon account too. And somebody had basically disrespected her. She did a painting on one of her videos. And one of the viewers basically said, your painting is a disgrace to all artists. And you know what she did? She shut her mouth and she took it right in the ass. Why? Because the person who left that disrespectful comment was a huge Patreon supporter. And she had to swallow all her self-respect. I saw her do it on a video. And she said, I'm not going to say anything negative because he's been a great supporter of mine. She let someone disrespect her creativity, disrespect her being. And she took it up the ass for a $5 a month subscription to her Patreon account. She sold her soul. She sold her soul. Just like every pastor who begs you for 10% because they refuse to work, they take your money. You don't see the balance sheet of that church. Your mother's struggling paycheck to paycheck. She got to come out of her pocket for the pastor. Fuck that. And the same thing with some of these YouTube cats. Selling fucking garbage stickers that ain't worth 2 cents in a free market. They're selling you for $2. And everything else. That matters. Hell yeah, that matters. Why? Because if you get focused on making special paintings for your Patreon fucking members that don't give a shit about you in real life. And if you fucking dilly-dally to each state, going to each welcome center, but you don't focus on the important things of life, you know what happens? No one goes forward. No one goes forward. Everybody sits there daydreaming with their hand down their pants, overweight, looking at YouTube, daydreaming about the day they'll fucking buy a van or RV. And you know what? They're never going to buy a van or RV. They're never going to get their life together. They're going to stay in an unhealthy relationship, trying to dodge doing a real job and avoid the work of their life. Just so they can watch you pander around the desert, fucking give you 3 different angles of the same fucking background, which is nothing but dirt. Watch them back into a tight RV spot that isn't meant for a Class C. She almost broke her tire. Bob Wells has got to dig her out. They're just friends, but he's probably banging her. Bob Wells made an oath in the beginning of the year that he had to take care of himself better. And that was one of his main goals. I haven't seen one video about taking care of yourself better. I've seen 2 videos about car insurance. Why does that matter? Because you can't live your life and neglect the more important things. The more important things are your priorities. It's taking care of yourself, doing the right thing, and not just worrying about what video tonight, what magical topic can I talk to so I can get the thumbs up, so I can get the more subscribers. Look, I like all that shit too. I'm human, but I don't, at the end of the day, no subscribers, no thumbs up, no fucking monetization. I go forward in my life. I decided that a long time ago before YouTube. This is just a parallel of real world. And this is the mindset you have to have. Everything else is just, it's a big game. And if a lot of people like to play the game. I used to, in church, people used to say, they're just playing a church game. What does that mean? They want to give the 10%. Why? Because they want to be able to say some disrespectful shit. They want to be a pain in the ass. They want to sit as an usher. They want to sit as a fucking choir director, and they want everybody to kiss their ass because in real life, nobody respects them. But in church, they finally have a little bit of power. So what they're going to do is they're going to donate to that church because this is where they have power. This is where they have some type of worth. But they neglect taking care of their house. They neglect raising their kids the right way. They neglect taking care of their physical well-being. Instead of that, after church, they have a fucking bakery sale. They have a cookout. Unhealthy? Destroying God's temple? But yet the church service was great. The church service was horrible. It took 2 hours to give a message you could have gave in 12 minutes. Wasting people's time. People got shit to do. Giving you a 26-minute video about the same fucking desert, doing nothing, running around in circles. We already know the cat meows. We already know what fucking an airplane looks like coming out of a fucking restaurant. We already know what unhealthy food does. Don't neglect the more important things. Is daydreaming important? Is imagination? Is fun? Is lighthearted things important? Hell yeah, you gotta have a good sense of humor. If you watch this channel long enough, you know that. But don't neglect the more important things. In the Bible, in the book of Luke, chapter 11, Jesus had got invited to a dinner with the Pharisees. Who were the Pharisees? They were T.D. Jakes. They were Creflo Dollar. They were the religious leaders of their time. They were Joel Osteen. They were invited to this place. And Jesus went right to the food. He didn't wash his hands. And all the fucking religious leaders were upset with him. And they say, you're going to do this before the traditional thing we do? Before we speak in tongues for 2 hours and say it's holy? Before we get the church riled up with the worship center, with the worship music? Then right after the worship music, everybody's emotional. Pass that damn bucket around. And they said, Jesus, you're going to sit down and eat. You haven't even washed your hands. They disrespected him. And you know what he did? He didn't take it up the ass like that lady who has a Patreon account who has no self-respect, so she's got to take it up the ass. He didn't take it up the ass. He basically, you fucking guys, this is what he basically said. This is how I interpret it. You interpret it however the hell you want. Because don't forget, Jesus didn't write this. This was somebody else accounting for what he said. So I'll interpret it my own way because already somebody interpreted their own way by writing this shit down. He said, you fucking religious leaders. In my mind, this is what he said. But he said it. He said, you are so careful to clean the outside of your cup, but the inside is filthy. You're so careful to tithe the tiniest percent of your money, but you neglect the more important things. And he goes on, love, justice, well-being. You neglect the more important things. And all the religious assholes that want your money say, oh yeah, but he did say you have to tithe. He said you should tithe, yes, but don't neglect. All the people that love your Patreon, $5 a month prescription, your Amazon affiliate, they'll kiss your ass. I don't give a shit. Because I love you. But he said, you neglect the more important things on life. You have to be very mindful to never neglect the more important things. And to never let someone else define your life and interpret your life. Because they will. Because they will. You have to interpret it your own way. Remember, you're just reading someone else's interpretation. Just like, oh, you should turn your other cheek. Yeah, you should turn your other cheek. But if you have to self-defend yourself, you better self-defend. That's a statement of, don't be a vengeful prick. But it's not a statement of you go around and you fucking let people smack you in your face and you never do anything. You understand? You interpret things your own way. If God lives inside you, then you got to be able to do it too. When you see people who neglect the more important things in their life, they associate with other people that neglect the more important things of their life. And that's why it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. Never forget it. Drama doesn't continue without your permission. Drama doesn't continue without your participation. And drama exists when It's two people who neglected the more important things of their life, and they went right for the red meat. They went, oh, you know what's going to change our life? Moving. You know what's going to change our life? Downsizing. You know what's going to change our life? This fucking piece of shit storage unit in Target. Whatever it is. Nothing will change your life like focusing on the more important things that you need to tend to. The core things. And that's my message tonight. All right? I don't need a 2-hour service to give you that. It was 10 minutes. In the first minute, I probably just told you about some bullshit. All right? That being said, let's get into the live comments. All right. Whew. Starpack. That's my brother Starpack from Illinois. Starpack, I'm thinking of you. Now, am I drinking beer? No. This is diet root beer, okay? And I do got water here. This was from my salad because I was doing a little traveling. I just had a salad from ShopRite, and I had a diet root beer, Stewart's. Starpack, the beautiful metal. Beautiful metal from the Philippines. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Meadow. How are you? How was your day, Meadow? How's work going? Did you finish your training? Mama's in the building. Hello. Gave me the muscle emoji. How are you? I'm doing good, Mama. How was service last night? And how are you doing with the tilted to the side look with the peach cobbler color lipstick? Very nice. Scott Beeman. Hey, Sam. Good to see you today. Good to see you, brother. Thank you, Scott, for checking in. I appreciate that. Rashad. What up, y'all? From Dallas, Texas. Hope you're doing well. Dallas. Love and respect to Dallas. The Lone Star State. I don't think there's any state tax in Dallas either. Love and respect to Dallas. In Texas. Better Tubes. Hello. Tom's in the building. Tom, what's up, brother? AJ, that's my guy. What's up, my brother? Hands up. Lifting weight emoji and perfecto emoji. That's what I'm talking about, AJ. Did you hit Planet Fitness today? Did you give them any new pictures on Instagram? Let them know you're out there in Planet Fitness heavy. No larking, though. What does larking mean? If you ever join Planet Fitness, it basically means that you can't like drop the weights and like make a lot of noise because they'll do like an alarm that goes off because they don't want larking. Now on Planet Fitness, they try to cater to the average Joe, the average person, not like the crazy in shape guy like maybe LA Fitness would do. And so like if you start to slam the weights and you start to go a little crazy, an alarm goes off, a bell, it really does. And I go, oh, stop doing that. Now, I love Planet Fitness, but truth be told, they're a little bit hypocritical. They're hypocrites a little bit. Why? Because they have Tootsie Rolls when you first enter in Planet Fitness. They also have pizza night. They have Dunkin' Donut Day. So, look, I'm not against the treat, but I'm against that. But for $20 a month and I can go anywhere in the country, I'm a Planet Fitness supporter. But don't eat those Tootsie Rolls, all right? And don't lark. What's lark? Someone who slams the weights. I just told you something if you never went to Planet Fitness. Starpack, your subscriber number is rising, Sammy. Yes, it rises 1 minute and it goes down the next. Sometimes I see something crazy, I see a couple subscribers go. But overall, trends up. But look, overall, if it goes down, again, I'm going forward. If I get no thumbs up, if I get no subscribers, I go forward. I am thankful for subscribers. I do notice it going up. I'm thankful for every thumbs up. It's encouraging to me. We all need encouragement. I'm not going to lie to you. But I always want to state, and I want to develop a mindset for myself and everyone else. The most important thing is you build yourself up. And you live your truth, even if no one ever subscribes to your life. Because if you do it just for the subscriber count, this is what I'm talking about, you'll neglect the more important things, which is not just delivering content that builds up a subscriber base, but it's delivering content that betters your life and that changes your life. And then, hey, look, maybe you won't get the most subscribers. Maybe you won't. But you know what? Maybe you'll live a fucking great, inspired life. And does that matter? It matters to me. It may not matter to everybody. It matters to me. So, thank you, Starpack. I appreciate you, brother. Pack Live, that's my guy from California, Bay Area specifically. What up, Sam? Sunglass emoji. More likes, the better your life. I'm not mad at likes. Look, we all need likes. You know that. I say more Dominican girls, the better your life, too. More palm trees, better your life, too. But we just go for more yoga pants. You know that's a go, and I'm thankful. Sailor John, what's up, guys? Sailor John, we had a clear day in Jersey today, brother. It wasn't that bad. It was about 50 degrees. Clear day, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, truth be told, tomorrow in the tri-state area, we may have a little bit of snow. Do I like that? No. Am I thankful it's March? Yes. Am I going to be in Florida soon? Yes, very soon. Sasha, the beautiful Sasha, giving some dance emojis. Hey, Sam. Hey, beautiful. How are you? Starpack, what are your thoughts on GMO? Foods and stuff like that. GMO stands for, I believe, genetically modified. What's the last? Oh, somebody tell me what that organism or some shit like that. I think that and like organic is okay. It's a step forward, but it's not really health. What you need to know are the metrics, okay? So you need to know that if you eat more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day, you're going to have too much salt, you're going to retain water, and it's unhealthy for your blood pressure. You need to know that men should not have more than 38 grams of added sugar per day, and women should not have more than 25 grams of sugar per day. Look at the back of the food labels and read them. Does it mean you'll never overeat? No, I overeat almost every day, but I'm mindful, and I've become increasingly better and better and better. I went to the store for my mom today. She said, Sam, when you go on Wawa, pick me up the extra sweet iced tea. So I'm not going to tell anybody else how to live. My mom has diabetes and she pays for it. I mean, her knees, she can barely walk. She's barely even 70. And so I pick it up for her. I love my mom. So I go pick up the extra sweet tea. Might as well be crack. So I go pick it up. And I look behind the label, because I read labels now. I mean, once I got my health together, you have to at least be mindful. Even if you're going to overeat, at least know what you're doing. So I look behind, I said, let me just look behind this I know it's sugar water, but let me look behind the label. I look behind the label, one bottle. She had me I got two for her. One bottle of extra sweet iced tea had 50 grams of added sugar. That's double the amount for a female. A female should only have 25 grams of added sugar per day. Double the amount in just one bottle. She had two bottles, not to mention all the cake and stuff she eats at night. And I love her. But this is what I'm trying to tell you. I told her, I said, Mom, look, I read the label. You're double. Just one of those things is double the amount you should have. She goes, thank you for telling me, Sam. Nah, she still drank it. And I know, I tell her love. Like, look, I could tell somebody, I got love for everybody. I do. But I'm just trying to tell you, that's what matters. GMO, I mean, that's okay. But if you don't know the sugar gram count, GMO don't mean shit. You understand what I'm saying? Start back. You know what I'm talking about. Start back, love and respect. Big Dirty Logistics. What's going on? Hey, brother. I was having a lazy day yesterday. Didn't leave my bed. I missed your live stream. Well, Big Dirty Logistics, we love having you, brother, and I appreciate you. And today's a new day, and tomorrow will be a new day. We keep pushing forward. Good to have you, brother. Always welcome. Snuff times. What up, Sam? In and out. I'm not mad at that. You got to get in and out in life, and you got to do you. Love and respect to my man Snuff Times. Start back. Try drinking some water. Let me calm down a little bit. Let me drink that water. Woo! Yeah, I'm back up north, man. It's crazy. Traffic everywhere. I was a little bit southern. I got to get down to Florida, man. It's crazy up here. A new viewer. Damn, I want to say this wrong. And she gave me a nice comment on the video before this. Now, I'm not good with spelling, and I'm not good with pronouncing names, so it's no disrespect if I don't get it right, and I'm going to have to give you a nickname. Capstar. I'm calling you Capstar because I don't want to disrespect. Capstar, beautiful girl, says hello from South Jersey. I was just in South Jersey. Hello from South Jersey. Love and respect to Capstar. Now, New Jersey is labeled the Garden State. Is it really a Garden State? Not really. Definitely not up north. Now, South Jersey, there's still some farms, and there's still some country land. All depends where you go. Love and respect to Capstar. Thank you, Capstar, for the nice comment. Start back. Root beer sounds good, Sammy. It is. It has to be diet, but it is good. I need a little bit of treat. And it's very good. I love diet root beer. Meadow Tails. Training done, Sammy. That's what I'm talking about. Meadow going forward. Working now, but listening. Meadow, I love that. Meadow's making it happen. Keep going forward, Meadow. I love you, and I appreciate you. Excuse me. My man, AJ. I'm at Planet Fitness right now. AJ, tearing it up out there. AJ. Now, don't lift too heavy, brother. All right? I don't want you to hurt yourself. I hurt myself back in the day like that. But consistency is key. And just be you, man. I'm not mad at you. AJ, make it happen. Feel that blood flow, brother. AJ, showing some love. AJ, love and respect. My man, Riley Wilson. What vehicle do you live out of? Jeep Renegade. I have for a little over a year. I love it. When I bought the Jeep Renegade, I didn't plan to live out of it, but I sold my condo that I owned for 15 years, and I was going to buy a smaller condo on the beach. When I couldn't find one I liked, I saw people on YouTube, because I Googled in YouTube downsizing. And when I Googled that, like, eventually, you know how YouTube recommends other videos, they, like, eventually recommended RVs, and then from looking at RV videos, they show me people living out of cars. I said, oh, shit. Now, I knew people live out of cars, but everybody I knew was, like, because they didn't have no choice, and that was very rare. But the bottom line is, I saw people doing it. I said, shit, I could do that. These guys doing it, I know I could do that. And I figured, well, this is my time in my life. I'm middle-aged. I'm in relatively good health. I kind of figured out how I could do it for me, because everybody does a little bit different. I said, let me give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, then I'll go back to getting a small condo or something like that. So it's worked out great for me. It won't work out great for everybody. We're all different. And it plays into my strength of eventually I would like to, at least if not be a snowbird, be in Florida in the winter, maybe a full-timer. But I work a full-time job in the tri-state area now, so that's why I stay up here, and my mother's still here. But slowly but surely, I'm not slowly. I mean, for a year's time, I'm making a lot of progress on my overall goal, but I'm doing it responsibly. It's still, I'm not neglecting the more important things, which is work, taking care of myself well, keeping healthy relationships. You know, the downsizing, living out of my car, living simple is a blessing, but that's, it's important, but it's not, I'm not doing that while neglecting my work, while neglecting my mother. You know, you understand what I'm saying? So that's what I do. Jeep Renegade, it works for me. Hector, that's my guy Hector, also full-time living out of his car recently. Hector, what's going on, brother? What's up, Sam? Thanks for the encouragement. Thank you for checking in, brother. Starting to like living in my car. Oh, it's a blessing for me, for you too. But we also had a viewer in here, American writer from Texas. He did it for about 9 months. Then he went back to his house. Nothing wrong with that. You can change your mind at any time. Now, again, I always say if you ever did decide to do this, I think you need to be single without pets, but you can do anything you want. It's your life. But the first few months will be a little bit tough. At least it was for me. It may be different for you. And then after that, it's like anything else. If you have an adaptive mind, if you're open to change, if you're flexible, and you know you keep certain disciplines, it can work out for you. And if it doesn't, you know, you can always change your mind. You can change your mind anytime you want in this world. Don't let anyone box you in a corner. My man Pack Live, laugh out loud. Pack Live, you gotta laugh, brother. You know this world. You know what it is. I love my guy Pack Live. Susan, I think that's a new viewer. I've listened to dozens of your videos since I've discovered your channel yesterday. Well, thank you, Susan. As a person who is considering the pros and cons of living in her 2015 Jeep, another Jeep Renegade, tremendous content. Thanks, no problem. That's rare. Another Jeep Renegades are big out there. You could definitely do it. If it's just you, is it just you? But again, it's something you have to want to do. There is some sacrifice to it, and there is some uncomfortability about it. But I love it. I mean, I'm comfortable. I'm great. But either way, Susan, welcome, love, and respect to you. And if 3 weeks from now I annoy the shit out of you, unsubscribe and go your own way. Because I want everyone that joins this live chat, everyone who joins my channel, you have freedom. There's no control and manipulation here. There's no, oh, I want your subscriber, I want your money. There's none of that shit here. What there is I'm sharing my life. I do hope if I can inspire somebody, that's great. But it's in love. I freely give what has been given to me freely, and love is freedom. Love is not controlling. Love is not manipulating. So, you know, you may just get tired of me. Believe me, you think I don't get tired of people after 3 weeks? I can't, you know, some people I can't fuck with at all. So I want to give you that freedom. I want you to know that. And you could take some shit that I did, put your own twist on it, and then you say, look, I'm tired of this guy, and I'm just going to go do my own thing. And I say peace and love. And I wish everyone the best. Now, do I hope maybe that we all stay around for a while? Maybe. Hey, that'd be great too. But either way, I go forward. Either way, I end up in Florida with a Dominican girl with yoga pants, hopefully living off my investments. But if I don't, you know, well, pray for me. I hope I do. Whew. Killer Facts, that's my guy. How are you preparing for the snow tomorrow? I'm not. I mean, I've been through a few snowstorms. I mean, that's a piece of cake, in my opinion. Because the toughest for me was January. The snow doesn't matter to me. The snow is actually, for me, not bad, because then I know it's going to be in the 30s. It was hard in January when it was 0 below. It was just frigid cold. That is something you really have to be careful with. But snow on the ground, I got a 4-wheel drive vehicle. You know, we're not going to get a blizzard. I've been through blizzards. I grew up in this area, so I'm not concerned. I don't need to take, I know. The only thing I would say, like, if you live out of your car, just, you know, always make sure, like, when you're getting ready for a storm, you know, gas up your car so that, you know, if you had to run it, you know, you don't have to run to a gas station. You can warm yourself up. You could defrost. But outside of that, for me, I'm not stacking up like canned goods and fucking, like, you know, semi-automatic weapons. You know, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a snowstorm. Been through a million of them. You know, it's not going to be anything huge, in my opinion. But, you know, and if it is, I mean, I'm in a populated area. These stores will stay open unless, you know, like, even these stores, like, I'm around. I mean, even when the Hurricane Sandy was here, these stores were open in like a day or two. So I'm not in the middle of nowhere. Like, I'm not in a desert. Like, I got to prepare for, like, Armageddon if fucking something happens. Like, I'm in the middle of populated areas. So, but good question. Start pack, 50 grams. That's a lot, even for a sweet drink. Yeah, 50 grams of sugar. How much sugar intake? Added sugar, not naturally recurring sugar. There's two types of sugars. There's naturally recurring sugars in fruits that, you know, they're different. That's good for you, and that's fine. because it has fiber in it, etc. And then there's added sugar in things that are in boxes and drinks and soft drinks, etc. So added sugar for males, that maximum you should have per day is 38 grams. Look in the back of the label and see how many grams are not in just per serving, but that whole container. And then for females, it's no more than 25 grams. Now, do I eat more than that some days? Yeah, but not 50 grams for just one drink. So, I mean, I have a goal. Again, aim for the moon. Even if you miss your amongst the stars, you got to have some type of, boundaries, some type of focus, some type of guidelines. You can't just be swigging shit and eating shit. Not good. Just like when you're in debt. I mean, when you're just like, I'm not, and I've been there. You're not going to answer the phone. You're not going to look at your bills. You're just going to figure out, well, I'll get it all figured out one day. You don't get it figured out until you start looking at it. Until you start looking at your bills, until you start looking at what you bring in every month, until you start looking at how much sugar are you eating per drink, how many servings per container. Until you start being aware of things, you can't get better. But you'll only do it when you're ready. It's not when Inspirational Nomad tells you, and that's why I don't force it. Like, I make my videos, these are really me encouraging myself. But when I'm with my mom, I'm not sitting up there telling her, don't you neglect the more important things of life. Like, know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. I'm not a prick. I'm just I'm chilling. We're having a good time. And it'll be the same thing with you. Well, I wouldn't hang out with most people. I mean, I hang out with my mom. But what I'm trying to say is, just take that in context. My videos are meant, encourage myself, anyone else. But like, if I'm with somebody, like, I may mention it, but I'm not going to like bark their ear off that they're eating too many grams of sugar. I'm not that type. I mean, those are pricks. Those are like the assholes who like send the food back at the restaurant like 3 different times because it's not warm enough. I mean, just take the L. Take the L. You shouldn't even be eating out. You shouldn't even be eating out. All right, these people, assholes. All right. Where we at? Josh is in the building. I'm late, but I'm here. I'm not mad at that. Josh, you're a good viewer, brother. I appreciate anytime you can come in. I always appreciate seeing you. Positivity. Love it. When do I go live? Between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. Check it out. Ed's in the house. Hey, Sam. Ed, what's going on, brother? I appreciate the comment. I appreciate everybody being bold enough to type something in that live chat. It's very fun to read it. Star Pack. Well, at least you made it. At Josh. That's right. We appreciate Josh coming in hot. Meadows. Welcome, Susan. Yes, show some love to Susan. Susan, very welcome. She got a Jeep Renegade. You can't be mad at her. Josh, right on, Starpack. Starpack, I've been here for a while, Starpack, great viewer, and I plan on staying. Well, I hope you do. Here until further notice. Well, thank you, brother. But if at any time you want to leave, you can, because I love you. But I appreciate Starpack, very good viewer. That's my man, Oscar. I love Oscar. Oscar now Oscar thinks, I love Oscar, but Oscar thinks nuclear war is imminent, but we love Oscar. We show him respect and we love. Let's see what Oscar has to say tonight. Holding my breath. Oscar, I love you, man. You're my guy. I mean, I don't fuck with you on the nuclear weapon shit, but I love you, man. You're a good guy. Oscar, holding my breath because that huge... Oh my God, this world's crazy. Because that huge mega thermal nuclear explosion is about to happen at any moment. God help us. Oscar, man, thumbs up to you, brother. I'm not mad at you, man. Try to enjoy life, man. I mean, if you can get a lap dance before the nuclear bomb hits, don't be scared to get a lap dance, man. It's all love, though. Oscar, you're my guy. I respect that you come back in and you're sticking to the story. Yeah? And I'm not mad at you. Oscar, I got love for you, man. Rashad, are you familiar with Jeep Liberty? I am familiar. I never had one, but I'm familiar. I know a couple people that have them. And how do you feel about living out of one? Livable? In my personal opinion and personal style, everyone's different. I think the average person can live out of any vehicle. I was looking at a Chevy Spark. I think I can live out of a Chevy Spark. That's one of the smallest cars on the market. The only thing that I would say you would need a bigger car is if you're very overweight. Like I said, if I was still 350 pounds, I wouldn't be able to roll. I mean, I would do it, and your age. Your weight and your age play somewhat of a role. And obviously, I think you can live out of any car if you're overall the average person. Definitely a Jeep Liberty. I mean, unless you're extremely overweight or you have some type of physical disability, or again, of course, if you have pets or something like that, then it's a whole different scenario. But if it's just you, a single person, and you overall have all your physical capacity, I wouldn't see any issue with a Jeep Liberty. No doubt, a Jeep Liberty's, I think, square footage inside is bigger than this. So I would definitely say yes, in my opinion, though. Better video tubes. I was so excited today, I helped a guy move a double-door commercial freezer up 8 flights of steps. He wanted to pay me, but I would not accept. I gotta read that again. I was so excited. I helped the guy move a double door commercial freezer up 8 flights of steps. He wanted to pay me, but I would not accept. Better Video Tubes always coming with very interesting comments. Oh, he's got more. Josh, when's the next time you come into Florida? I think in 2 weeks. I think. But pray for me. I gotta see how everything works out. Better Video Tube. And Josh, thank you. I thought it was different. Josh, thank you. Josh, you in Florida? I love Florida. What part? I like Southeast, preferably. But yes, couple weeks. That's what I'm praying for. We'll see how it plays out. Better Video Tubes. He did, however, give me the huge cardboard box the unit came in. Tonight, I sleep in comfort with my cat Felix under the overcast of South Carolina. Love and respect to South Carolina. Stars in the super duper packing box, and it's all good, Sam. Better Video Tubes got a good sense of humor, man. Show Better Video Tubes some love, man. I appreciate that, and love and respect to South Carolina. Jesus Torres in the building. Jesus, what's going on, brother? He says, hey, Sam, I have a question. When you get hot in the car, do you leave the car running? When I get hot? No. What I do, I'm going to do it right now. Crack the window. Crack the window. I've owned this Jeep Renegade for 2 years. I've been in Florida, 90-degree weather. I've been in New Jersey. There was 100-degree weather in the summer. I've never once ran the air conditioner. Now, I ain't going to wear a hoodie when it's 100 degrees, but I'll strip down to a, tank top, basketball shorts. I got a 4D battery O2 cool fan. I'll run that. That's it. Now, would that work for everyone? No. Everyone's different. Does it work for me? Yeah. Good question. I feel a light breeze, cross breeze right now coming in. Very nice. Very nice. Better Video Tubes. Hope my battery holds up. I can continue watching you guys. The cat needs a bath. Better Video Tubes. We hope that battery holds up too. We love having you. How do you give a cat a bath? Uh-oh. Better Video Tubes about to hit up. Ray, what's going on, brother? I'm with Oscar. The shit about to hit the fan, North Korea. Well, I heard North Korea, I don't know how true it is. I read an article online today that now they want to talk peace. Or they basically said to South Korea they want to talk to the United States and they want to talk peace. Look, just always remember, it's all logistics. It has nothing to do with North Korea. North Korea is on the borderline of China. The only reason North Korea has any type of power is they got very inferior weaponry. The issue is China backs them. Why does China back them? Because China wants them on their borderline as a buffer between us. We basically back South Korea. So China doesn't want South Korea or United Korea at their borderline because they're a communist basically country, or they're, whatever. They're not a full democracy. And so they don't want us on their borderline, just like we wouldn't want China on our borderline. So it's all a game. It's all a negotiation. But what should you do? You certainly shouldn't live in fear, because remember when we were in the Cold War with Russia? What if you were born in the 60s? Would you have spent the past 50 years hiding under your desk? What would have happened? Your whole life would have passed you by. And instead of you living your dream, you would have lived in fear. God didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Now, if you don't have that, I have compassion. But I'm not going to masturbate to a possibility of nuclear war. I'm sorry. I'd rather masturbate to a hot chick in yoga pants, not nuclear war. I mean, I ain't thinking about like Xi Jinping. I'm thinking about hot chicks. Now, I'm not mad at you if you are, but this is what I'm trying to share with you. Josh, how long did it take to get from 350 to your current weight? 3 years. It took me 3 years to lose I got down to 150. I went from 350 to 150. That took me 3 years. All natural, no surgery, no weight gimmicks, none of that. And then it took me 3 years to sustain it off. And then in the past 2 years, what I've done is I found a sustainable weight, which is right around 200, 210. So that's how I've done it. I actually did it without going to the gym at first. It was just walking and stop eating out. That's how I started. And then I eventually switched to whole grains instead of white bread, whole grain bread. And then I limited, and now I basically eliminate dairy and meat. Thank you, Josh. Star Pack. You don't at Better Video Tubes. Laugh out loud. Capstar. I'm going to start out in my 2015 Nissan sedan. I'm not mad at that. Capstar. Love and respect. Maybe I'll see you on the road. Better Video Tubes. Laugh out loud. Nurse Jan. Hey, Nurse Jan. At what point, what age, do you feel that age becomes a negative factor when living in a car? Great question, Nurse Jan, and welcome. Thank you for your positivity. So, Nurse Jan asks a great question. at what age do I think it starts to have a negative impact or limit your capacity to have the wherewithal to live in a car? Why does that matter? Because you better believe when you live in a car and you do it the right way, you're going to have a lot of moving, a lot of traveling, a lot of up, and you're not going to be parked in the same area for a long period of time unless you're at a campground, and that's not often for me. So all that travel, all that wear and tear takes a toll on your soul. You have to have a certain amount of energy. You have to have a certain type of mindset and wherewithal and youth and vigor. So I want to start like this. The average life expectancy is 78. Let's just round it up to 80. So if the average life expectancy is 80 years old, at 40 years old, you have lived half your life. Once you at 40 years old, that's the peak of your life as far as physically, you start to decline. So anything after 40 years old, your muscles start to deteriorate. Even if you go to the gym every day, your muscle tissue starts to deteriorate. Some of your mental capacity also starts to deteriorate. You lose certain brain cells and you don't get them back. Your cells don't regenerate the way they did before 40. So I would say, I'll give 40 to 50 as a buffer zone, but once you get above 50, unless you had a van, I would think it would be very hard. And then, even if you had a van, I think you have to be very mindful of the climate. You would either need to have the freedom and flexibility to travel to moderate climates. For the average person, there's exceptions. Or you would have to have an RV with some type of hookups. And maybe a home base, a piece of land or something. I think after 60, you could still do it, but it's very tough. And the guy who I originally watched who inspired me, once he hit about 70, 72, he wasn't even living. He was just long-term camping out of his Prius, and he couldn't do it anymore. He didn't want to do it anymore. So I think 70 is the cutoff. I think at 70, I think you have to start looking at an RV. You have to start looking at a home base, definitely a van. I think at the age of 50 to, I think once you hit 60, you have to do a van, in my opinion. But again, could you do a car? You could do whatever you want. These are my opinions. These are my thoughts on average. There's exceptions. I mean, in one sense, I'm not necessarily the average person. So I can't answer that situation to answer everyone's unique journey. We're all different. We all have our own fingerprint. That's why my thing says be you. But in general speaking terms, I would say once you get past 40 years old, your body starts to deteriorate. Make a mental note. Then I would say after 50, I would say on average, the average person would need a van, even if it's a Transit Connect, and I may get one of them eventually. Then I would say after 60, you have to start looking at a home base. You have to start looking at having full hookups for cooling in the summer and heating in the winter. And I would say after 70, you're probably going to need at least something you can stand up in. Because when you're 70 years old, you're going to spend more time in the vehicle. Or when you're 60 years old, you're going to spend more time in the vehicle. You have to think about that. I'm 37, so I spend a lot of my time outdoors. This is the most time I spend in my car all day, as far as consecutively, other than sleeping. So, like, I spend time with my mom. She's 70 years old. Is she going to live out in a car? Hell no. But most of her time is spent indoors because, at 70, you're not doing that much outdoor activity, even if you're very in shape. So you have to have somewhat of a nest where you can stand up, where you can, watch your entertainment. So that's my overall thought. That's a great question. Josh, yeah, buddy, I'm here in Everglades. Love and respect to the Everglades. Now, Florida is very diverse. Now, I stay by the coast because the beach inspires me. But inland, there's vast farms. There's a lot of wetlands and wildlife. It's very diverse, inland versus the beach, and they're both beautiful. My man Ray, where are the hot Dominicans women in Florida? Well, they're all over. I mean, definitely as you go further south, you get more of a Latin culture and also a Haitian culture. The further you go southeast Florida, the more you get Latin vibe and the more you get a Haitian vibe because, you're right across the Atlantic Ocean from those countries. So you're going to have a higher population. But I got love for everybody. I got love for all different cultures of women. And I just say that in fun because at the end of the day, am I dating someone? Hell no. I mean, I ain't dating anyone. I'm just going to look at them. I may masturbate to them, but that's about it. Better video tubes. Hey, Nurse Jam. My grandmother is 98 and lives in a small space. I'm not mad at that. I think a small space, yes, but difference between even that shed that I showed on one of my videos today. Now, I think an older person can definitely live out of that, especially on a piece of land. But that's a huge difference between that and being in a car, waking up at 6 a.m., getting out of your car, getting your car, leaving that, rest area, leaving that Walmart, going to another place and moving around and traveling. Versus waking up in that shed, walking around, having all your toilet, everything there. Is a big difference. And you got to be very mindful of that. You have to, you have to really Ask yourself what's important there. Better video tubes. Thank you, Star Pack. Nurse Jan at Better Video Tubes. But it is a car. Yes, big difference. Rashid. Jing Pong Jing. Yeah, that guy from North Korea, man. He laughed out loud. You know, I mean, come on. It is what it is. It's crazy. Better Video Tubes. Cat Lovers. A joke for you. All right, let's do it. Better Video Tubes. Nurse Jan. It's a urn. I think that said that. Nurse Jan. Damn. Better Video Tubes. Better Video Tubes. Just kidding, NJ. Nurse Jan. Laughed my ass off. Better Video Tubes gave some type of emoji face. Gilbert's in the house. Queensboro in the house. What's up, Gil? Hey, everyone. Sam, good evening. And I do mean good. Amen. Well, I like positivity, brother. Good evening to you. Thumbs up to you. Thank you for joining. Better Video Tubes show you some love. Gilbert, what's up? Rashad. Yo, Sam. I hear you talking about being plant-based, but what are your thoughts on the ethics of veganism as a whole, like using animal skin for clothing or accessories? I mean, anything more humane I'm for, but I'm also fair in my evaluation. I mean, I'm sure we all, including myself, use certain things that have animal product. But I'm for us going away from that, but I'm not an extremist. You know, I'm not like a PETA. I'm not going to go like and get a red can of paint and wait for like Kim Kardashian to come out of the fucking like Oscar Awards and throw red paint on her. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm for the mindset of let's go to a more humane society. I'm for a mindset of, you know, let's outlaw hunting. Now, that'll help me lose a couple subscribers. Why are we hunting in a day and age where it's just fucking useless? It's for sport. Now, a lot of people hate that because they grew up, that's their tradition, and they get very upset with me when I say that. So, but, again, I would be in favor of moving towards that. But I'm not like, even though I'm against something, I'm not going out there trying to force my will on others. That's my opinion. That's my perspective. That's how I live my life. But other people may choose to live their life different, and I'm not mad at that. My mama says, hello, Gilbert. Hand up emoji. Better Video Tubes. A cat joke, Sam. What do cats like to eat for breakfast? Mice Krispies. I'm not mad at that. Gilbert, Better Video Tubes. Tom, how's it going, brother? I like that one. I used to like Rice Krispie treats. Back in my backsliding days, 350 pounds, I would probably eat about 4 Rice Krispie treats, 3 Twizzlers, gummy bears, and a bowl of chocolate chip mint ice cream for dessert. Thank you, Better Video Tubes. Josh. I'll be in Florida for spring break with my kids in 3 weeks. Can't wait to walk in the sand and hear the ocean and palm trees blowing. There's something magical about that environment for me that just inspires me. Josh, I wish you safe travels there. I wish you a renewed spirit that is a blessing to not only you, but your entire family. And I look forward to hearing about your travels. Gilbert, hey, BVT, mama, I just got home. I'm not mad at that. That's what it is, guys. Can you make everybody happy? No, you can't make everybody happy. People almost looking at you for a reason to make them pissed. What are you going to do? I can't make everybody happy. I try to do the right thing. I don't hurt anyone. And no matter what you do, you can tap dance naked with yoga pants emojis. Are they still going to be mad at you? Some people still going to be mad at you, no matter what you do. It's part of life. You got to accept it. That's okay. Leo, what's going on? So I just found this channel. Why do you live out of a car? Just out of curiosity. No problem. I owned a condo for 15 years. A little over a year ago, I sold my condo. Why? Because I was paying about $2,500 a month for my mortgage, taxes, everything. And my initial thought was I'm going to downsize. I'm not going to live out of a car. That was not my initial thought. I was going to buy a smaller condo by the beach. I looked. There was not a lot of inventory. So what I did was I went on YouTube and I looked up downsizing. And I looked at, and one of my friends recommended, well, why don't you consider an RV? And I never really thought about that because I grew up like in a suburb outside of New York City, like 40 minutes outside New York City. I never really was exposed to the RV community. So I started looking up like RVs and downsizing. And then you know how like you hit different videos on YouTube, they start recommending other videos. So eventually I got caught in this whole like RV universe and they started recommending people living out of their cars. And like I was like, what? And so I looked at a couple, like, you know, you click, like, you know what I mean? You're looking at, like, you're in the mood for MILF porn, right? So you Google MILF porn, you're all excited, you got the lotion out, you're ready to go. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, you end up in stepmom porn. Or you end up in, like, Thailand porn. You didn't expect, like, you were going to end up in Thailand porn, but, you know, that's how, like, that thumbnail just caught you because they had the right screenshot, and that's how you end up. Like, that was almost how I ended up living out of my car, right? So I'm looking at downsizing. Then I go to RV. The next thing I know, I'm in, how you live out of your car. 3 steps. I remember seeing Hobo Alley. Why did I click on Hobo's Alley? Because she hot as hell. I was going to think about banging Hobo Alley out. But Come to find out, she lives out of a car, or at least she puts up a front like she lives out of a car. I think she lives on her mom's property and pays her rent, but I could be wrong. So the bottom line is, when I said these people are doing it, I know I could do it. And I said, shit, let me give it a shot. I got nothing to lose. I mean, I got no family, I got no kids and nothing like that. So I said, I'll give it a shot. I gave it a shot. I said, if it doesn't work, I'll just do what I was going to do anyway. I'll just buy a smaller house. And come to find out, it's totally liberating, totally freeing. And it gets me closer to possibly being a snowbird or living in full-time eventually. But I have a full-time job up in tri-state area, so I stay here because I'm thankful for my job. I don't neglect the more important things. Also, my mom still lives here, so that's my story. That's where I am today. Thank you for the question. Josh, you could have a podcast. Thank you, brother. I once did have a podcast. I once had a radio show in New Jersey on AM radio. It wasn't much. It was like on a Christian channel. But it was cool. It exposed me to, what you got to do, things like that. Josh, those off-course porn suggestions get me in trouble every time. They can lead you down a bad road. Just remember, if you see a thumbnail with a horse in it on porn, never click on that. Never. I mean, nothing good is gonna happen. I mean, if you click on a thumbnail on a porn site that has a horse on it, that's your own fault. And you gotta blame yourself for that one. All right? Start back. This is kind of a podcast. It is, and I'm very thankful for it. Leo, what car are you in right now? Jeep Renegade. I love it. Very nice. Josh, I don't fool with no horses. Yeah, you shouldn't. It gets crazy. I mean, like you talk about, like my man asked me about, like, how do I feel about like animals being used in different things? I mean, no animals should be allowed to be used in porn. I'm totally against that. Like, I mean, they can't sign a waiver. So, like, before we start worrying about, like, eliminating hunting and eliminating, like, leather on your shoe, like, let's eliminate animals and porn. I mean, that's a total disgrace in my opinion. Okay. Better video tubes. Hey, Sam, I met a lady that transported pets, like, mostly dogs. She did it nationwide, in a van and took good care of them. She travels all over the USA and stays in many nice places she lives. And that's magical. I mean, again, I'm just giving you my perspective, my opinion, my experience. There are so many ways to do the same thing in life. So I'm not saying you're going to do things exactly like me, or you should. I'm just saying this is my life. You should listen to a variety of perspectives. Then you should filter it out to what applies to you, what doesn't, and then you should always put your own twist on it. You should always be you. You should not be me. You should not be Bob Wells. You should not be Nomadic Fanatic. You should be inspired by all those different ones. We all have a different way of doing it. But you should be yourself. And then, you figure out your own life because you're accountable for your own life. Gilbert, what's the difference between this and a podcast? Not much. Good question. Better video tubes. Sam, here, Gilbert, what's the difference? Ain't no difference, really. Josh, laugh out loud. You're a trip, man. Good fun. You gotta have fun, man. If you don't laugh, you take life too serious, you're gonna be like my man Oscar, man. Every night, you're gonna be thinking about nuclear war. Do I want to think about nuclear war? Look, I got enough of my problems. I don't want to think about I gotta fucking deal with, like, work and shit like that. I don't want to think about nuclear war. Oscar, you working, man. You got enough time. I love you, Oscar. That being said, all right. I think I'm gonna end on a high note. Plus, a little late. I gotta do a couple things. I love you guys. What did we learn tonight? Don't neglect the more important things. Priorities. And don't let someone fool you with a show and dance. And don't sell your soul for a Patreon account. Don't sell your soul for 10%. You don't have to give 10% to anyone. To the church, to a YouTube channel, to anyone. Keep your money. Do what you want. But remember that love, justice, equality, integrity, those are important. And that's the more important things in life. And that should matter to you most. Go in peace.